Hello, this is the 15th of October, just going over our math and our science for today. So with the kids today, first off, we started with the problem of the day. We did this word problem right here. Molly is writing a book. She wrote 4,450 words last month. She wrote 6,799 words this month. How many words did she write during these 2 months? I'll give you a second to pause the video and to solve it. All right, so when you solve this question, the first thing you do is try and figure out what you're even looking at, and we're talking about words that were read or written. Okay, and so 1 month they had this amount right here, 4,450, and the other 1 month she wrote 6,799, and it says how many did she write during these 2 months. So you are trying to figure out how much they had all together and combined. And so what you do, you make sure you type in this, and you make sure a cool little trick is you take your notebook that you're working in, you turn it horizontal, so now you have place values. And we always put the larger number on top of things that when you multiply, subtract, or add. And in this case, we are going to add because we're going to combine these, and we want to find out how much they have for the 2 months combined. And so we just put those together, plus, and then we do our 4,000, line up the commas, 450, and we start with the ones place value, so this would be a 9, because 9 plus 0 is 9. 9 plus 5 would be 14, and we're going to regroup and make this, and I would say that's 8 plus 4 more would be 9, 10, 11, 12. So I regroup again. Boom. And then that would get you 10 plus 1 more is 11,249, and you have to label it, and you would label it words. Oh my goodness, it's so hard to write. Words. Okay. So now the lesson that we taught the kids today is we came in and we go, looking at these blocks, there's 7 10s and 3 1s. And I asked the students, is there any way to change the amount of 10s and change the amount of 1s, but still continue to have the same answer? And this was a little tough question. I had them work with other students to work on it. And finally, we came around that we could trade one of these 10s in. So get rid of one of these 10s. So that would leave us with 6 10s. So that's still 60. And then take and break it into the 10 1s. So now I have 10, 11, 12, 13 1s. And the reason we did this is because this is a visual example of what we're actually doing when we regroup during subtraction. And so we go and we went to the next page, and here's actually a visual of 73 minus 45. So like you have your standard algorithm here, 73 minus 45, and we are going to take the ones place value first. And so we said, I asked all the students, if I have 3 things, can I take away 5 from it? And they said, no, can't do that, because if the number above the number you were subtracting is smaller, you have to get help. And how do we get help? Is we go next door and see we have 7 to start. 7 groups of 10, we take 1 away, that gives us our 6. Here's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we trade that in, and we drop that over here to the ones place. So now we had the 3 here and then 10 more here, so that makes that 13. And then the way you can do it is I like to count up. So I have 5, and I know 5 more is 10, or let's just do it this way. So we start with 5, we put 5 in our head, and then we say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I have 8 fingers up, so that means I would have 8 left. Or we can look at it like this and say I have to get rid of 5, so cross out 5. and then count how many you have left, and you would have 8 left. And then we do this one where it's 6 minus 4. So I get rid of 4 of them, and what do I have left? I have 2 left. So this is how you have to regroup. You have to go next door and get help. All right. And so then we just did a couple examples on our own. I actually wanted to show, we actually did it where it was a little bit of a larger number. So let's do this one real quick that I showed the kids. We actually made it, yeah, this one's perfect. Hold on 1 second while I finish that. And we put the 3 here. So, and then we did a 5 here, and let's make this a, oh no, not 7, a 2. So 521 minus 345. So the first thing I do is we need to create this. So I took and I grabbed 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have our 5 here. And then I need 200, or 20, I'm sorry, not 200, silly. 20, 10, 20. And then I have 1, 5. Pretty straightforward. So the very first, we always start with our ones place value. So I have 1, and I'm trying to take away 5. Well, I can't do that, so I need to get help. So I go to my next door, and I take 1 from there, which would make that 11. So I have to come over here, and I need to grab. So I take 1 of these away, so I'll cross it out. I'm done with that. And I have to break this apart to trading it in and get 10 of these. So I have 1, okay. So then I need to trade it in. And I grab 10 of these. Or eventually I'll grab 10. Hold on. 2, 3, 4. 4, 5. I'm going to grab all of them though again and duplicate it. All right. So there's my 10. That would make my number now 11. The 11 like we talked about. There's the 11 here. Then we take away 5. So I'm going to cross out 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will leave us with our 6. Or you can count up like I would do. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now we have one group of 10, and I'm trying to take away 4 of them. Well, I don't have 4 to take away. So I go and get help from my next place value, so I'm going to have to break apart 100 into groups of 10. So when I take one group of 10, or 100, so that would actually, I take one of these, I have to trade that in, so I get rid of that guy. And I would come over here, and I would have to take 10 of these. Let's do a couple of them real quick. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Boom, boom, boom. And then I quickly grab these a little bit. No, not that. And then duplicate that. So now here's my groups of 10 of them. And let's bring it over here so I don't have to drag it all the way over here. So that makes my 11 groups of 10. Now I can take away my 4. So I get my pencil and I cross out my 4 of them. And that's going to leave me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left over. Oh, let me drag this back so it's even like we should be. And then I take My 4, I can take away 3 of those, so I go boom, 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 and that leaves me with 176. Okay, so now it's just your opportunity for your student to work on it. Go on to page 227 and do A, B, C, and D. Thank you very much. Oh, and also don't forget to make sure you do your Moby Max.